The climate conversation has entered a new chapter. We're no longer just talking about polar bears and melting ice. Now, leaders see climate change as a direct threat to our jobs, our safety, and the stability of entire economies. CNA's Rani Samtani spoke with policymakers and climate advocates at the Milken Institute Asia Summit in Singapore, asking where we stand and what's next.
Climate disasters are wreaking havoc on every continent.
I think there's no mistake that the climate crisis is an existential crisis for Asia. You can feel it, you can see it in the record heat waves, in the droughts, the floods, and the worsening food insecurity, water insecurity, and energy insecurity.
Recently in India, large parts of India were badly destroyed by the floods. Large part of northern India, Maharashtra, the state that I am a part of, once the water subsided, and what I saw completely broke my heart. Communities that lost everything.
10 years ago, countries agreed to tackle the crisis, signing the Paris Accord and agreeing to pursue efforts to cap global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. But some experts warn this is no longer in reach.
I think we've all recognized that we've busted past the 1.5. I mean, there's just nowhere that, says we're actually close to 1.5. Part of the issue, even though with the best efforts, is there's a lot going on at the moment, right? There's a lot of geopolitical volatility. There's a lot of economic uncertainty. And so I think this plays into the decision-making of all the four stakeholders. We talk about, let's say in the region, every country is trying to balance economic growth with the cost of sustainability.
We have come a long way when it comes to public and private participation on tackling the climate crisis in Asia. We can see it in the renewable energy targets, the net zero commitments, and the record clean energy investments. But the shortfalls are also really clear. And let's just take wind and solar as an example. Wind and solar is already cheaper than coal and gas in most parts of Asia. So that begs the question, if the economics are there, why aren't we moving faster?
Many scientists have said we are in the decisive decade for climate action. The upcoming UN-led COP30 talks in Brazil will be seen as a test for major economies and whether they still have an appetite to focus on reducing emissions and tackling the climate crisis.
You need the right kind of leaders that understand that this is a real threat. To me, this is the largest looming threat that humanity is dealing with. Everybody is equal in front of the wrath of nature. So you could be a privileged person thinking that technology is going to come save you or your money is going to come save you, but the truth is it's not.
This climate change, it's the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world, in my opinion.
Reports say President Donald Trump has been pressuring other countries to retreat from their climate pledges, applying tariffs, levies, and other mechanisms to strong-arm nations into sticking with fossil fuels. The UN has been fighting back against the U.S. leaders' criticisms, stressing that the science demands action and warning that we are closer than ever to triggering an irreversible climate crisis. Rani Samtani, CNA, Singapore.